We got the KOT card coming up.
Wait a minute. All right,
Uh-oh.
everybody, we're live. We're back. We're live. We're back. We're here. Jody can't make it today, but he's
It's
here with
okay.
us in spirit. There you go.
There
I
it
got mine
is.
upstairs. I should have put it on.
It's really hot right now, or I would wear it. I put it on and started sweating. So
It's
Hot
muggy
and
where you're at, right?
where I'm at, yeah, it's like 85 degrees and raining, so super humid.
Yeah.
If it
Super
was
humid.
hot, it would be hot in Texas.
Yeah.
Now, let's see
Oh,
here.
it's always hot here, but it's dry. So it's like I can wear a sweatshirt and it's 95.
We got one person watching us right now, and it should
That's
go.
it?
Well, it's going to go quick. Don't worry. Don't worry. But we
Be
are live. We are
happy.
good to go. Hey,
Don't
you
worry,
mentioned
be.
Jay Clean says I'm looking spiffy. It's a work day, Jay Clean. What do you
I
want
know,
from
right?
me, man?
Hey, SB, you're looking a little skinny there, bud.
First thing I said.
Yeah.
I weighed in at what 402 at the Arnold's
hmm
today, 326.
Wow. Damn.
I'm going to be taking care of business here pretty soon. I'm going to who knows? Maybe that 275 class at the Arnold's is have some new
There you go.
competition.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, and yeah, we'll see what's up. We'll see what's up.
I like it.
Yeah.
Well, so when was the last time you were 242?
2013.
That's right. Okay. I was going to say 15.
It's been a hot minute.
In a minute. I probably haven't been this weight in
I haven't seen you
9
this.
years.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, it's been a while for that too.
Yeah.
I like it.
So, yeah, 245 for Jay Clean. I don't think so because when I lost weight before, I felt really, really strong and good right up to about 265 pounds. And as soon as I went below that, yeah, Jay's right. Pulled Berzink at the mall next to Santa. As soon as I was below 265, I was starving myself and I just lost muscle mass to keep that weight. So I didn't like it. So I'm thinking probably 275 is where I'm going to sit.
If you,
You'll probably
go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Well, if you were like I don't know, like how's your water cuts? Like, could you be 260 and make a cut and then be 260 for competition the next day feeling strong or no?
Yeah, I could do a water cut. I mean, I didn't know shit about back then. Like when I cut down to that weight, it wasn't the day before the event. It was like getting to that walk around weight. Knowing what I know now, I could probably, cut 25 pounds.
Yeah, so you probably just feel physically better too, less
Yeah.
stress on the joints,
Man, I was having
probably breathing better.
let's just say I had lots of issues. So they're gone.
Yeah.
It's amazing how that happens, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
That's good, man. That's awesome.
yeah, for a hot minute there, I've never been over 235 my whole life, 230, frankly.
Wow.
And strain of events happened where I was gone for like 5 weekends in a row, traveling, arm wrestling, reffing, all this stuff. And I went to 248. I couldn't breathe, my back hurt. I'm like, what in the shit actually happened? And now I'm back down to like 225. I'm like, I feel good again.
That's the way. That's the
I
way.
don't feel like I'm gonna fucking die anymore. But there was times at tournaments where I would or even at a super match, where I'd have to sit there all day, and I'd be like, my energy would just disappear, and I would feel like, what am I even doing here? And sleep apnea is pretty much gone. Like my kid thought I was actually dead the other day because I was sleeping in a chair and I wasn't snoring. So she thought I was, had checked out.
That's the number one cause of the number one testosterone killer is sleep apnea.
Yeah, I mean, I feel great. I'm back in the gym doing stuff now. And I mean, it's coming, it's going to be good. Might even make a trip to the Worlds at some point again.
Yeah.
I mean, next year I turn 50, so the plan is to go full grandmaster somewhere.
Well, you mean you got it in 2 years in Canada, so you can't miss that one.
Man, I got opinions about that. I'm not sure that's going to happen.
It's announced in Canada,
It's
but
announced.
actually happens in Canada.
I've never heard WAF announce it in Canada.
Yeah, I'll be shocked.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be awesome, but I would be shocked.
I would be surprised, and I don't wish them ill. I mean, I hope they pull it off. I just have my doubts.
Right. That'd be sweet. It'd be sweet.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Well, we got lots, man. You said you had a soapbox. I mean, hey, why not go there?
We're 5 minutes in.
I mean, we're just don't swear too much until we get to the 10-minute mark.
I mean, it's not. I mean, I don't know. It's just thinking a lot and just about how everybody wants to be a promoter again. There was so many things way back in the day when people were promoters on, Bill Collins pretty much ran events in California, right? Some people ran events in Texas, some ran them there. We never really you wouldn't just go to Texas and run an event, or go to California and run an event, right? And if you did, because maybe you had an expo opportunity or something like that, you'd be like, yo, hey Bill, what's going on, man? I got this great opportunity, whatever, blah, blah. And I just think those days are out the door. There's no, everybody's just out for themselves. No shit's given. It's a shame. It's crazy that what people are doing nowadays. And to me, I just think it hurts the sport. It's just, you're making people be divided, and
territories are so kind of in a sense, but they're invading into other areas.
Which again, we always want to build up. Like, why not have more tournaments, in your state or other places? Because if people have opportunities and it's good for the sport, but why not? But it's just the fact that people try to backdoor people or try to hide it or put it near an event that's already established. It's at that point, it's why? Now you're hurting the sport for what? Because you have a sponsor that's going to throw you a couple bones and you don't give two shits. I don't know. It's the old school days are out of the way. And I think you don't see, again, I've stressed this so many times, and Nathan knows a lot. You don't see that overseas. That doesn't fucking happen. And it's over here, it's just people want to swing a dick and think that, it's America. We do whatever the fuck we want. We have freedom and blah, blah, blah. And it's just.
Yeah, but it waters stuff down, but it does cater to the people that want an easier path to a trophy.
Mm-hmm.
There is a lot of event stacking in the United States. It's not so bad in Canada. I'm not even going to say in North America. It's mainly just the United States.
It happens in Canada too. I've been counter programmed. Even when I was running my Arnold qualifier last year at the King of the North, right? Someone else came along, asked me what the date was.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that. Yeah,
proceeded to hold an event the same day.
I guess it's not as common.
Yeah,
in Canada,
some deliberateness to it, but it's
yeah.
I mean, but that was I kind of see it as do you in Texas, Nathan? Do you have a tournament that you just do every year, right? It's a Texas thing.
Yeah, we do. We have our regionals, right? We have Central, Southern, Eastern, Western, which is state this year, Northern. So there's 5 main events in Texas every year. Right. You're going to have your state, and then you're going to have your regionals. If you pull in one of the regional qualifiers and you win your class, then you have a free pass into state to win $500 if you win your class. Everybody knows those events are set.
So it's we have a end of the year tournament for the pollers, or not even tournament, just a bunch of super matches. We do the Hall of Fame, and pretend like you did that. And then I just went, you know what? I got the sponsor. I'm going to pay a shit ton of money, and it's going to be the weekend before.
Yeah, it definitely throws a lot of wrenches and shit, right?
How would I feel about myself if I did that to, say, Billy, and say, and didn't even talk to Billy or nothing, and just went, oh yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna go throw this tournament a weekend before yours. Not a big deal.
How would you feel? I guess the question is,
I feel like a piece of shit.
why are there so many people that don't care?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
like I said, it unfortunately happens a lot within the United States. It's different if it happens on the East Coast and the West Coast, right? Or up in the north compared to down to the south. But when it's happening within the same state and the same region, it definitely changes stuff. Or within, let's say, within a 5 hour drive. I think that's fair, right? If you have events where, like, oh, I could drive 3 hours to this event, but I could drive an extra hour and drive hours to this event, it definitely changes the dynamic of events.
Well, there's a twist on it as well. It's you can really wreck a tournament by throwing a super match card in competition, because now you're calling these key pullers in the area, and you're getting them to commit to something else where they may have a bit of more of a spotlight on them. They're facing one guy instead of entering a tournament, which, I mean, let's face it, at the moment, the new breed of arm wrestler thinks super matches are way more appealing. So,
I mean, yeah, I mean, you have amateurs now foregoing tournaments where they need to get repetitions on the table to hold super matches against each other. I'm like, it makes no sense.
Fucking mind-boggling to me.
well, that's how it goes.
That people will skip tournaments to pull in a backyard super match for $100.
Yep, because they get the spotlight.
Well,
The
not even
spotlight is on.
not even $100 most of the time. It's
I know, I'm just speaking of,
Yeah,
like around here. People will literally skip going to a tournament. Like for example, I had just a little tournament, but a bunch of the Mexico guys came. They made the haul out here thinking they were going to pull a bunch of Arizona guys, and literally a shit ton of people didn't even show up, and then held a practice the next day with 40 guys.
Wow.
I'm like, so why put on these tournaments anymore when all you guys want to do is practice and pull in the backyard?
well, I think it comes down to a multitude of things. You have the people don't seek out competition like they used to. That's just my opinion. Uh, you know, like they don't chase anybody. Like if you reach the top, you're like, I'm at the top. What do I do now? Well, there's always somebody to chase. Like look at John. Everybody was always chasing John, so they were always looking at the message boards to see where he was going to be at next to chase him. And nobody chases anybody really anymore. Everybody's like, oh, I don't want to travel, or oh, I don't want to do this. I'd rather just pull here instead of going out and seeking out competition that's going to make them better. Instead of
Yeah.
people are too many. I guess what I'm saying is people are too content with being backyard arm wrestlers nowadays, and they're not looking to. I mean, if that's your thing, that's your thing. But if you're looking to make waves and strides in the sport, you need to start chasing people down.
Well, the problem nowadays is, I mean, the way I'm just going to speak for myself. I don't know about Ryan. Maybe this was you too, but like you had to go get your ass kicked to keep going. You can't just expect to just go win. And people don't want to come and get their ass kicked. They want to go, oh, I can't take top 3. I ain't showing up.
That's been around for a long time. It's just a lot more common now. And
Yeah. I think social media made it exponentially worse.
yeah,
I'm going to pay $40 to go to a tournament and just get my ass kicked when I can go to practice and pull multiple times. That's how people think nowadays.
I don't have Ryan Bowen once. Okay, I'm going to say it. Ryan Bowen once said, this is one of the best things I've ever heard him say, is he was going to look for losses until he couldn't find them anymore.
Yeah. Neil told Auden something very similar to that. Remember that conversation?
Well, I mean, that's what kind of drives me crazy is people look for super matches where they can win. It's not about going and getting your ass kicked anymore. Like, there's a good chance, like you enter a tournament, you could get your ass kicked by several people, or you could get beat by one, or maybe win, but at least you're in the spotlight. It's it's weird, man. Like, cutting your teeth at tournaments is how we used to come up.
Or you got some people. There you go. You got some people that will go, somehow they get a win and they get, ranked top 5, 6, whatever the case, and then they just stop pulling. I can't pull because if I lose that rank, I might not get a call from East versus West. I'm like, What? Like, there's many people that are just sitting at home training, getting better, but then won't pull unless they get a call now.
Here's the other thing.
Or
So
if it's someone above them, then they'll take a match. But other than that, like, yeah, I can't take that. I can't risk not getting a call
and
anymore.
then how do they answer the phone when East versus West calls and they offer somebody they don't think they can beat?
They take it because they're in the limelight.
They're in the limelight, but
They're getting paid.
they're not going to make a first time. Correct me if I'm wrong. A first time East versus West puller is not going to make life changing money.
No.
They're going to show up, and if they get their ass kicked, maybe they get another call, but maybe not.
Yeah.
They got to go through the whole thing again, prove their worth, right?
So many people
Well, I mean,
are so worried about a fucking rank that they won't go somewhere unless there's people ranked above them because they don't want to lose a rank.
Yeah.
It's fucking sad.
Yeah, and you got to go face Murderer's Row if you're going to get anywhere.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you might get that one call, and that'll be it. That's your career-defining moment. And what are you gonna, what are you gonna tell your buddies? You say, well, what have you accomplished in the sport? Well, I had a super match. Well, did you win? No.
Congratulations.
What?
You waited a whole year and sat at your house and worked out and got strong. That's great. You're getting better, I guess. But
the general public will think that winning a state championship or a national or a world or whatever is going to be more impressive than, I pulled at this professional event and how many guys? One.
Yeah.
Did you win? No. So
like when you're running a tournament, I don't know if you guys have ran into this running a tournament, you'll have people walk in and then like you're not necessarily getting ready to build brackets, but you're almost there. But you notice that they haven't signed up yet, but they want to ask you 9 times who's in their class first. Yeah. And like I stopped telling people. I don't tell them anymore. I'm like, sign up, you'll find out. You know who's in the room.
Yeah.
So, and they'll go around. Hey man, what class are you pulling today? Hey, what are you pulling? What hand? Well, I'm like, dude, this is ridiculous.
I will say that's one thing that I love that Billy changed up, right? Having essentially 3 registration times now. You have your early weigh-in on Friday, right? Where anybody, amateur, pro, whoever, comes in and weighs in on Friday to make weight. But then you also have a weigh-in time for amateurs at, I don't remember the exact time, but it's in the morning before the amateur class starts. And then if a pro already knows they're making weight, or let's say a super heavyweight, they don't want everybody to know they're going to be there. They can just show up at the 2:00 register, everybody else is already registered, boom, you're in. And it's like, guess what? Now I'm here to pull.
Yeah. No, I've literally had people come to events, local people, and see other people in the class and just not even pull and sit there all day and then after pull all night long.
Mm-hmm.
No,
I've seen that.
Like, why are you here? Why are you here?
Now, if you're a referee and you're reffing all day and you want to after pull all night, go for it.
That's different.
Yeah.
Yeah. But to be a competitive guy, maybe even be ranked in the top 20, and then see people in your class and then just be like, I'm going to hang out today. I just want to be like, get the fuck out of here. Go home. I mean, it looks bad. It makes you look stupid. In my opinion, it makes you look real fucking stupid.
Now, there are a couple other reasons why people would ask who's in the class. Sometimes they're chasing somebody. That's rare. That's rare. So let's say they want to go and pull John Verzank. We'll use that as an example. John could very well have been, at one point in his career, 198s, 221, 242, or supers. So you might just want to follow him to the class that he's in.
Yeah.
That would be rare. Mm-hmm. The other reason is you want to mentally prepare for who you have to face. So in my, like at the nationals, I will often ask who's in there after the registrations are closed, but I never wait to sign up. Right. I'll see who's in there, and then I just want to know, who is the class.
Yeah, that's different, right?
Yeah.
Did Earl Wilson show up and my Gould show up? Are they pulling? Yes. Okay. Well, I gotta, get my mind around.
I went to a tournament, and maybe it was a smaller tournament, bigger tournament, doesn't matter. and I sign up and I do everything. But then before they close registration, I might go over and go, hey, who's in my class? Oh, well, you know what? Just put me in the class above it. It's better competition, or I kind of want to pull that guy or whatever. But I wouldn't like just not pull. Like it's
Should we segue this into something controversial a little bit? You guys willing to go there?
The floor is yours, sir.
Well, I remember a time when I was at the Harley pull. You guys remember the Harley pull?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to get into this. And all of a sudden, like, weigh-ins had just closed. And Cobra Rhodes was trying to pull the supers. And the promoter wouldn't let him. And I said, let him. I said, why not? And he said, thank you. Because, you know what, let's compete. I mean, he's, you know, it is what it is.
That was a time when Cobra was what, 165 pounds?
But he was a monster.
I'm just saying though. But I'm saying though.
Soaking wet.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
165 on a good day.
Yeah, he wanted to do that. Now we have just had a situation where all I've done is these are not facts. These are things I've read. Somebody complained about someone being 0.2 of a pound over and the promoter letting them in. And then they didn't have an issue with it, but the fact of the matter is they had to pull in the heavyweight when they could have probably lost the 0.2 if they had the opportunity.
Well,
or they were.
And Nathan, do you know much about this topic? If I ask you a question,
just what I've read.
So, like for what I read, and again, I'm going to speak just off of what I read, that it was 0.2, but she was fully dressed.
Yeah,
she said that on Jody's podcast.
Yeah, she was fully dressed and actually in cowboy boots, if I'm not mistaken.
So one boot, and she would have made the weight.
Yeah, and I was just like, that didn't really make sense to me. A couple things didn't make sense to me. Again, I wasn't there. Just going off what I read, it is what it is. But first of all, fully clothed, right? That's my first thing. My second thing is, I thought it was a 70 kilo and under class. And if that was the case, it's 154.4, actually.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like two things I was confused about was like, you know, and maybe they just did pounds, but I just got told it was under 70 kg. But maybe someone just speaking to that. But I was like, okay, well, 70 kg is actually 154.4 if we're technical. That's why people in America use pounds, because you know, kg is like has the points in there. But regardless of that, I mean, I don't even know who I think there was multiple promoters involved, I think.
It comes back to the mindset, though, of challenging yourself.
Yeah.
And I don't know what was going on in the heads of whoever, but to actively prevent someone from being in the class when the promoter said, yeah, it's all good, and they could have made it anyway because they were dressed, just to get them out of there and so you don't have to compete against them, seems odd to me. Now, I'm probably going to get some hate.
I don't know
if they watch the show, but I mean,
I also heard, and again, I just going off what I read, and if I did read it right, I think there was a volunteer weighing because someone was behind an accident. So I don't think the promoter weighed them in, if I heard right. So I guess the volunteer didn't make her get the 2.2. So then it didn't count or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, let's all use our common sense here a little bit. So if I'm running my event, and I do one a year now, somebody needs to make 154 pounds. They come in wearing a parka and they step on there and they're 155. I'm pretty sure I'm going to let them, you know, go in the 154 without stripping down.
Right.
You know,
and I think it falls. I think a lot of it falls 100% on the promoter or promoters. If they had a strict, this is the number. If they're not that number, then they have to lose it. And then if you say, hey, you're going to do the weigh-ins, and this person, you know, says, well, I'm going to do this, then they don't, and the person weighs 154.2 or 4, whatever.
Usually you round down too, by the way.
Yeah,
in
but
the
I'm just
point.
saying, like, but it ultimately like falls a lot on the promoter as well by not giving the person doing the weigh-in the guideline. Like this has to be what the scale says,
Yeah,
right?
and I think it'd be completely different, in my opinion, as a promoter. Like if they were wearing shorts and a t-shirt or something like that. I mean, we're talking fully dressed with boots on and a point two, something you can go spit for 20 minutes and hit.
Yeah.
That's where I don't know. Like, I'm just curious, like, how that happened. But I mean, again, water under the bridge. I think I saw a post that the uh, person polling said, we don't want it to be talked about, no honor, anonymity, whatever. Like, they don't care. It is what it is. That person went on to win, which is
Yeah.
cool. It is what it is. But it's just like, I don't know. I thought it was weird, but again, not. I wasn't the promoter. I wasn't nothing to do with it, and maybe there's more that we don't know about. I mean, I don't know.
I think if what it comes down to for me is if you're volunteer and they're your staff, whether they're volunteer or paid, they're your staff. If they tell somebody they're good, in my opinion, they should be good.
Right.
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying too. Like if they say they're good, but then there's a discrepancy and the promoter then goes and magically changes the rule now, like there's multiple ways to fix it. You can be like, okay, everybody gets an extra point two or something on the scale, right? To make it uniform across the board after you've already allotted this, or you fixed it from the start and just said this is what it has to say, right? Like, I mean, yeah, yeah, I guess there was a car crash. I don't know, but there was a person there that's name was on the damn um, poster,
Right.
and you know,
Yeah. I
I
mean,
think there's a lot of variables.
yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, again, I'm only speaking off what I've read and heard on podcasts. It was like it wasn't brought up until like right before the event, I believe. Like we're talking hours later, multiple hours later, that it was brought up, right? So
I'm also curious, how did somebody know? You know what I
maybe they
mean?
maybe they wrote it down on a piece of paper that this person weighed in at this much or something.
Possibly. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know that one either.
Yeah. What I will use as a general rule is if somebody needs to make 154 and they're 154.4, I will round down. If they're point 0.5, I round, well, they didn't make it. Now, there's other sports that do different things. Like I'll use the Ultimate Fighting Championship. If you're not in a title match, you're allowed to be 1 pound over.
Yeah. Well, I know for me, I've experienced some of these things in the past, and I've had one person say it's all good, and then like later on, like before the match or even after the match, they won, saying, "Well, that wasn't right." And I'm like, "You agreed to it, right?" So I've ever since that I've changed up everything that I do. First of all, if it's a round robin, super matches, or whatever, I'm going to say round robin. I'll start there. Sure, we're having an early weigh-ins, but nobody's weighing in until every person's in that building and they're all watching. Number one, I will never do it again. Someone's late, sorry, you better call them and try to figure out where they're at because nobody's weighing in until everybody's in that damn building. And I do the same thing for my super matches now. I don't care where you're traveling from. I don't care how you're getting there. If there's a mishap on your flights, that kind of sucks for the other person because I'm not going to deal with that again. You're weighing in at the same time because then at the end of the day, you both weighed in there, you both agreed, and it's done.
That's really taking it to an extreme because you go to like a world championship and you just trust that the people that are doing the weigh-ins are doing it correctly.
Mm-hmm.
You never see what a person weighs.
Right.
You just know they made your weight class.
I was going to say I've been to events where somebody's pulling the 76 class and they weigh in at 186, but magically they lose 10 pounds going to the bathroom. You're like, oh,
They
got it.
they You guys remember the Golden Bear tournament? Probably I've heard stories about it, but don't remember it. Because it was way before my time as well. The tournament in Russia, and Dave Hicks would always go over there, and he would win his class. Like every time he went, he would win. John was over there. I think Ron Bath went at one point, but Dave used to win all the time. There's a guy that was nicknamed the Crushing Russian who was 2 weight classes heavier, and one year Hicks showed up to pull his class, and this guy was suddenly no smaller, but he was in the class with Dave Hicks, and Hicks just beat him anyway.
Yeah.
Went up.
Do you remember the year Liliev was supposed to weigh in at Worlds and he had his friend that looked like him take his badge up there and try to weigh in?
Yeah, I remember all kinds of things at Worlds, like the B team from Russia hiring themselves out to other countries to compete for them.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it's just, and again, like, it's sad that we have to do that now, because if I feel like if I don't do this system that I put into play now, then it gives too much room for internet warriors. And I just don't want that. You have to do so much little bullshit to appease the fucking internet or to stop the people. And it's extra steps that we have to do. And it may suck for certain people, but like, I have a very big super match card for Arizona State. I have a group chat with them. I made it clear to every one of them, if you cannot commit to this, you cannot be on this card, but this is what it has to be now.
Hey, speaking of that, I thought you were putting that out this weekend.
It's almost done. I had to change some shit.
Because I remember you saying it's coming out this weekend. And I was like, I was waiting on it because I know a couple of the matches, and I'm just like,
yeah, I'm hoping today's the day. Actually, today should be that we finalized it last night because people had one match had to back out, and the way that you do the flyer, you have to like it's hard the way he does it. I guess it took him 2 days to fix it. So it will be out today. But
can you give us one?
I can give you one.
All right.
I know one.
Well, if Nathan knows one, maybe I'll let. I don't know which one you know.
It's an Arm Wars rematch.
All right, go ahead.
John Terry and Coach Ray.
No.
That one's not happening now?
No.
What?
No. But now that you spoke a name.
Son of a bitch. I was looking forward to that one.
I'll release one special right here, right now. John Therian versus Adam Rosinski.
Oh.
Ooh, that is spicy.
That is very spicy.
Being is because dates got mixed up and Europeans is on the same day as Arizona State.
Okay, that makes sense.
So some people had to back out, and I had to redo some things, and
that's still a damn good match.
For me, I think it's a banger. I think it's John's to prove.
Yeah,
Adam's there. So,
especially after his coming off his performance versus Craig, which was a good performance against Craig.
Yeah, and Adam's been competing internationally at 187, so this is a 198 match. So he gets to weigh a little heavier. John walks around at that weight. He doesn't have to cut.
I think John walks around like 201, 202, something like that.
Yeah, he's like
dead on weight.
Take the boots off. I'm there.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, it's a banger. That's my co-main event.
That's a sick match.
There is one above it that I think is better.
Really?
So I had to make this a co-main event. We do have a banger match. It's
now, are these Friday night or are they Saturday?
I'm doing it Saturday again. I love the Friday night, but Arizona has grown so big. I now grew out of my last venue. So now I'm on to actually having to purchase a venue. I no longer have free venues. So it's been very challenging. We're in a 6,000 square foot building now.
That's the kind of match that that's like a king of the table, one they probably would have put together if they thought of it.
Yeah. It's a hell of a match. And like I said, I think that the main event's even better.
Come on, Tim. When's it coming out?
It'll be out today.
Today?
I mean, that match the John and Warzinski match has major implications internationally. right?
Yeah.
Like it just does. John's looking for redemption. Adam's looking to make his name again after his match with Bacho and stuff like that. So like major implications for sure.
How long ago was that Bacho match?
Been a while.
Yeah.
Not even a year.
I was just saying, I thought a year and a half.
Is it? Let me see.
Thought it might have been a year and a half. But yeah, I mean, it's a match that I want. Like a lot of the stuff that I book is shit that I want to see, right?
It's
Uh,
been a year. It's been a
yeah.
year since it. Yeah.
And there's a lot of good matches in there. We have a ladies match. Will be pretty good. There's a lot of ladies coming. I wouldn't be surprised. We got 20 plus ladies in the building. It should be pretty freaking sweet. So these ladies also
You
confirm,
did, Jay? Let me look, Jay. Let me see if I can find it.
they,
Did he
they,
pull? Did he pull Markarent?
these ladies that are coming also in the super match confirmed that they will pull their other hand in the tournament. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, he did. He pulled Vladimir Mayorov. Morzinski did 9 months
Yeah.
ago.
Jay Clean got to beat you to it there.
Yeah. Good job, Jay.
Jay Clean,
Thank you.
the arm wrestling historian.
Yeah. So yeah, it'll be out. It'll be out today. There's a lot of things coming out this week for Arizona State coming up. Such a big venue, and we are doing the pay-per-view Saturday night now, like we did back in the day, like a red carpet event. Like everybody clears out, like it's to the nines. It's pretty cool. It's all in the same place, host hotel venue. It's all together. Um, it'll be live on pay-per-view on armwrestling.live. And I think we're looking about 6:30 p.m. Saturday night. We're starting the tournament at like 10 a.m. now, just to try to get it done. Because we did add the semi-pro class this year. I just had, and I don't know if I've even spoken about it online yet. I just had a lot of people the last 2 years in Washington and Arizona say, "Hey, man, like there's such huge, huge guys that always come to your event. Can you throw a semi-pro class in there for the guys that are just not like nationally there yet?" Because I mean, what, a year or 2 years ago, we had, I think, 9 guys in the top 20 in North America and all in one class. Like it was crazy. And
Well, you had, what was it last year? The 209 class had a lot of really good pullers. You had
one
Arson.
220. Yeah.
Yeah, the 220 guys. You had Arson. You had, why can't I think of his name, from Australia in it?
Mario.
Mario Tambakis. You had Andre didn't pull it. Who else? Danny took fourth in that class, is what people don't understand. That was a hard. And then you had what's his name from Latvia as well in it.
Mm-hmm. So there's
Raymond
just
Zantanovich. Raymond Zantanovich.
Yeah, there's just a lot of things like, and I wouldn't do this for any tournament or whatever. I'm just doing it for my states, and I'm doing it to try it. If it doesn't work, I'm going back to what I know. If it works, we'll keep it if people like it. But it's just like, you're not an amateur, but you're not top 25 in North America either. So it just it's just that in between class, and I think it's proper for a state championship, especially for the caliber of people that come. And I've seen other people do it. I've talked to Ryan Johnston a lot about it. I've seen it at Winter Blast. I've seen it, a lot on the East Coast, I guess. I've seen it a lot. And some people just seems to like it. And I also, by doing that, I also dropped the price down to $40 rather than $50 to try to make it more affordable and get more sponsors to try to compensate for all that, the medals and everything like that. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see how it works. Like I said, it's the unknown for me. I've never done it. I've just been asked to try it out, and I'm trying it. So we'll see how it works.
I think the misconception on that class is on running the semi-pro class. A lot of people are like, oh, I can only pull this. No, you can pull if you want. If you're an amateur and you want to pull amateur, semi-pro, pull them both. If you're a semi-pro and want to pull pro, you can pull pro too. Like everybody's like, oh, I can only do that. I'm like, no.
Yeah. For me, it's just one up, one down, right? Like a pro can only pull pro, right?
Yes.
But I mean, it's, like the amateur can pull semi-pro, but they can't pull pro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So The semi-pro can pull semi-pro and pro, but they can't pull amateur, right? So you can't go down. You can only go one up. Is how I do it.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, it wouldn't make sense to be able, like, if I let a semi-pro pull amateur, then I would have to let a pro pull semi-pro, and I just don't. You're obviously in that class for a reason, so you can pull one up.
What's the date of that event, Tim?
June 7th. Yeah.
We have the Manitoba Provincial Championships coming up this weekend. I will be there reffing the entire thing and helping with the referee clinic. So,
yeah,
Nova.
I'm pretty bummed out. I had a really cool reffing crew. I mean, I still got a really good reffing crew, but like some people had to back out for certain reasons. But at one point, I had 10 master referees in North America at my event. It was pretty badass. But then the Canadians fucked up on their dates, and they had mixed shit that they're doing. So all three of them, I had Butcher, Dave, and Anthony coming. All three masters. Oleg's is a truck driver in the United States. He lives over in Latvia, but he picked up a gig and he couldn't pass it up because, you know, it's money for his family back home. I get it. And then we had Harold ride in. Something came up with his sons back from the military that happened to be that weekend. So those 4 masters backed out, or 5 masters backed out right there. So I was pretty bummed, but we'll still have 5 masters there. So it's pretty cool.
Come on, Tim. I'm right here. You let me know, man.
Come on down. You know what's funny right now is it's weird how a lot of things changing. The Canadian flights are super freaking cheap.
That's because nobody wants to go there right now.
I think for the guys in BC was $90 nonstop round trip.
Yeah. The problem is there's all these stories up here about how you're going to get arrested if you go to the States, and we know it's not true.
Oh, Jesus.
But people will believe what they want to believe.
I fly to Canada. I fly to Toronto on Friday.
Yeah. And you'll be fine.
Yeah.
I was just in Quebec. I was just in Quebec for 4 days.
Well, it's the Canadians that think that you know, a lot of Canadians think they're going to get in, you know, hot water if they go to the States because, you know, something happened somewhere where somebody was detained. But there's a reason for that. There's more to the story, and you know, they don't think that when they go to the United States from Canada, they actually clear U.S. customs in Canada.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That was the best. That was the only good part about coming to that fucking tournament up there. That I got to clear customs in Canada
Before you ever left the country. Yeah.
And then like I landed and I was just like at a normal terminal. I'm like, this is fucking sweet. I did that actually in Ireland too, in Dublin. I cleared U.S. customs in Dublin.
I always get stuck at customs because I'll be wearing an arm wrestling shirt coming back from Canada, and the U.S. customs like, "Oh, arm wrestling," and then they just talk my ear off for 15 minutes. I'm like, shut up, come on.
Well, whenever I mention it too, they always ask questions, and it doesn't seem to be about where you were, what else you were doing. It's just questions about arm wrestling at that point.
Exactly.
James Clark in the chat. James, I hope you come out, man. I think you would shake a lot of things up, and I think you'd have a lot of fun in this 242 class. I know a lot of people in that class that are coming. So we do have 3 Australians coming too, so that'd be pretty sweet.
And Nick Stone's in there. I want to know what's next for Nick Stone. So tell us, Nick, what have you got booked?
Sir Mario is one of the Australians.
Yeah, he comes every year. It's his holiday.
That 76 guy from last year, I'm sure he'll be there.
No,
he's not coming.
2 new guys with him. No, a lot of those guys come like once every couple of years because the money's not that great down there, and so some of them, and one of them just got married.
I mean, the Australian dollar is worse than the Canadian to U.S. exchange.
Oh, it's getting bad too. It's getting way worse for them. So it was like, it was crazy. But no, I mean, there's a massive group from Mexico coming. I know potentially like 5 or 6 Canadians that are coming. That's in a group with Matt Mass. So it could be a lot of fun.
Matt's coming down there.
No, some of his guys.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can pretty much tell you who that would be. Probably Dakota and Brian Parliament and those guys. Maybe, yeah, there's a few of them.
Alex Martis is coming down.
Oh, fool! You know Alex, and that guy is underrated.
I
He'll
I
shake
brought,
up.
I brought him to Arm Wars with me. I was like, I hung out with him for the last couple of years. I said, Neil, you got to let me bring this guy. He's no fucking joke, and
Yeah.
Who's that?
he shined out pretty good. But
Who
he
was
just
that? Sorry.
Alex Martis.
Oh, okay.
He actually just took like almost a year off. I know they were dealing with a bunch of bullshit, but he's back and he looks even fucking stronger and leaner than he was before. So it's scary.
I might be too small for Nick Stone right now, James. We'll see.
Yeah, Nick Stone's on a riot. It'd be awesome to see him out here. I mean, there's a potential some big guys. I mean, Pablo might be in the house. Corey West might be in the house.
Sanka,
Sanka,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I already know what you're gonna say.
She's extremely ready. She has her last gym session today, and then it's full. Then she's full taper in for Egla. But yeah, she's stronger now than she was for Sarah by a good margin, a very good margin. So
Did you hear that, Riot? Did you hear what Nathan just did?
what?
What's that?
He was almost speaking Canadian right there for now. Now.
Uh,
he's
that's why I always say, you dick.
he's about to be Canadian here real soon.
He
He's
grew up in
No, she's definitely
Newfoundland.
she's definitely she's definitely stronger than with Sarah, like by
Yeah.
a good margin, like a very good margin.
That's good. I mean, she was only on the rise, so it's going to be.
I mean, I up the days and the training because I mean, we originally thought the match was going to be in June in Chicago, but then it got moved up to Istanbul, so I had to try to fit what I wanted to do for 8 weeks into 5 weeks. So
That's a cool match. I can't wait to. Well, I think Jocelyn. Yeah, we'll do our picks next week on the show, but we'll. I think Jocelyn
I am from the Midwest. Leave me alone, Jay.
pseudo Midwest.
Well, I was born and raised in Missouri, so
Chicago is going to be a lot of fun.
Hmm.
I honestly think this card is from an arm wrestler's perspective, like somebody that loves arm wrestling. This is one of my favorite cards they've ever done. They've ever put together.
I'm just pissed that Paul Lynn didn't pull in Texas. I love watching him pull.
This is interesting here. I never thought of this. I'm gonna put it up here. That would be maybe one of the most impressive rises if she does manage to beat Gabby or Barbora. And I think if she beats Egla, she's
Well,
probably going to pull Barbora next, I would think.
well,
Nathan, do you know?
yeah, Ingen already said in his podcast that it doesn't matter if she beats Egla in any way, shape, or form. They're going to be pulling this year. Barbara and Jocelyn will be.
Will she skip Gabby and go straight to Barbora?
She should.
Yep.
Yeah. You
Yep.
gotta be
Because
strategic.
here's the thing,
I
right?
still love the
Here's
matches, though. I still would rather see her pull Gabby first.
Well, here's the way you have to look at it from from I guess if I was putting my promoter hat on, like, okay, she pulls Barbora. Nobody's beaten Barbora yet. Gabby's tried twice, lost. Egla tried, lost. So you have to have somebody to throw at Barbora because she's going to be inactive too long, right?
So
And you really
here's the devil's advocate, right? So you put Jocelyn against Gabby. I'm not saying Gabby's going to win, but it's a risk. If Gabby beats her, nobody wants to see the Barbora match anymore.
Right.
But
Yep.
if she goes against Barbora, and yeah, if she loses,
then you put her against
the
Gabby.
Gabby match is the path back to a rematch. And the way Jocelyn's progressing, it would be reasonable to think that she could give her more of a challenge if they pulled again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, with her trajectory right now, with the way the weights are moving and the way she's feeling on the table, like it's I honestly, she asked me what I think, what I felt her chances were, and I told her I don't lie to her. I think it's 60-40. I think if you can hit your spot and put her where we want to put her, you can win the match. But if at any point she's able to knock you out of your spot where we're trying to access and put you in a disadvantage, it can go 60-40 her way too. So
Has Igla, is that how you say her name?
Egla Bayakute, yeah.
Has she pulled Barbara?
Barbora, yes, Barbora killed her 3 or 4-0. Yeah.
So that's me as a promoter. Why was the choice her rather than Gabby if they both pulled Barbara?
What do you mean?
Like, obviously,
Igla.
Gabby had a better match.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean,
Egla got killed. So
yeah.
why was she first compared to Gabby? Do we know
So
that?
yeah. So Jocelyn, they asked Joss basically, and Joss wanted to climb the ranks. Like she feels Egla doesn't get enough credit for being as good as she is. I mean, if we watch the way she did with Sarah, she went right through Sarah. I mean, she was able to slow Gabby down, but she wasn't able to beat Gabby. But on the left, it was different. Obviously, Gabby's left isn't her right. So the logical choice would be to run a match with Egla, and then however that match goes, you either do Barbora or Gabby.
You got to do a slow burn on those elite female arm wrestlers because there's not enough of them to, draw things out unless you're very, very careful.
And
you-
sorry, go ahead.
Do you think that we will see, probably not this year, but do you think maybe next year we will see Fia move up?
I don't think she would only be able to move to 80 kilos personally. I don't think she's big enough for
Who's the 80 kilo champion?
Egla.
Okay.
Sarah and Egla pulled for the 80 kilo title and
See, I said I would love for Gabby to go to 80 kilo.
that would be a good weight for her. And Sarah is going to go down to 70 from what I understand.
Yeah.
I think
So
it's way better. I think it would be awesome.
Well, her frame is just not big enough to stay with.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't think Gabby's frame's big enough either to compete
No.
with some of these women coming up. She's just, I mean, what is she, 4'11"?
They're giant.
5 foot.
And I only say that I would love to see those two go down now because I believe in 2 years, it's 2 years coming. These strong women will be ready for these matches, and that heavyweight it's going to change. That whole class is going to change up a lot because just being with those girls over in England and watching them on the table for maybe like the 5th time ever, that's stupid on how fast they're learning the game and how strong they are. And in a matter of 2 years, when Neil's done progressing all of them, because he's going to keep doing these Titan houses and keep training all these strong people that are interested, it's definitely going to change the game for these heavyweights. So I would love to see a couple of these girls that have been in the heavyweights just come down one class, build that class up, mix between those by the time these ladies get there. And I think it'd be good.
Yeah, I mean, women tend to catch on to it faster than men do, especially people from a different sport, right? Like, I can definitely see the strong women catching on significantly better and moving more fluidly than the strong men.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So, just because it's different, right? Like, so I don't know. I mean, we'll see what happens in a couple of years. I don't think they'll be able to be super serious in it until they potentially retire from doing strong women. I think it'll be a very tough ask just for the sheer amount of pressure they put on their body doing stones and everything else. So
yeah,
it's a tough transition for sure.
And we always talk about some of these guys like Brian Shaw and all these guys, their hands, right? How big they are. These ladies' hands, fucking bigger than mine. Like they're so thick and big. It's like what the fuck.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, but it's fun. It's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw Sam Beliveau doing some pronation lift today on something.
Oh, the pronation lift.
I mean, I don't personally do it. I don't think it has carryover, but that's
especially when you're ass to grass squatting. Yeah.
I don't think it has carryover.
No.
But that's a personal thing. I don't train that way
Has some, but it's not the highest and best use.
because I don't want to be in this position.
All those
So,
people, it's a matter of time before they pop their bicep on a table.
Well, unless you're Michael Todd. Somebody asked earlier in the chat, way earlier in the chat, whatever happened to Monster Factory? I was kind of wondering that myself.
yeah, Michael's Michael's got a goal right now, and that's to pull Levon, and he's got a very tough task ahead of him. In what is it? 10 days, 9 days?
It's
And
next
also,
week.
that thing was funded by sponsors, right? And if the sponsors fall apart and say we just want to sponsor you and not these events anymore, it's hard to run events.
Yeah.
You're a promoter, man. When I still try to keep my events one better than it was the next year. Eventually, you got to bring the sponsors on. Like last year, we had a lot of. We have two.
We have a pretty sick sponsor right now in Texas. He's doing some amazing work. So
Yeah, I mean, and if you have that, you can just keep doing this.
Yep.
And I mean, like people, a lot of people ask me, like your events are so big, why don't you do payouts? Well, let's just say the last 2 years I've lost money. Like, how much more do you want me to lose from putting this on for you guys? Like, until the sponsors are there and you can do it, people don't understand what it's like to put on that caliber of a tournament. For an example, when I have 10 referees flying in from out of the state, I mean, the shit adds up, And I always tell people, go run an event, and then you tell me how that works out for you.
Been there, done that.
I'm like, it is.
But I do.
I would love to pay out fucking $50,000. I mean, don't get me wrong, but if it's not there, it's not there.
I do. But seriously though, is this from an arm wrestling fan perspective and a person and people that just love the sport and not so much the dramatic side of things? Is this not one of the best cards on paper that has been put together?
Well, I agree. And
You talking about my super match card or something else?
Well, we don't know your
we only
card
know
yet,
one match.
Tim.
If
Granted,
the
that
rest
is an
of the
amazing
matches are like the
match.
first one you told, or the one you told us, then yeah, that's pretty good. But
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. But
Rest of
I
the-
just feel like this KOT card and these matches, like,
remember when it
just
used to be 3 matches?
I could
well,
probably.
that-
I'm just gonna make you guys sweat a little bit. I could probably convincingly say there's 2 more matches better than that one.
Oof.
I'll tell you after the show because it's gonna be released.
Well, we better get off here then, because my phone's been blowing up for an hour and I got to make some money.
Yeah.
But we'll be back next week to talk about KOTT.
Yeah.
It will be the
I'll do
following
it.
week.
I'll be in Istanbul, but I will try to jump on for it.
Okay, whatever time it may be there.
So,
Well, 8 hours time zone difference from Central Time, so it'll be like 7 p.m., 8 p.m.
Okay.
it is. It's 7:58 right now. It'd be 7 o'clock for you. That ain't bad.
Nah, 7 p.m.
You'd be sitting there on the back porch having a coffee and a dinner.
I don't know about coffee.
Either way. But the back porch at night is beautiful. It's overlooking the water. It's awesome.
Yeah. I think my room is overlooking the water, so I'm pretty good with that.
All right, everybody.
Enjoy that no AC in that room, buddy.
I already know I'm going to buy like 4 fans for my room. So.
Enjoy that no AC, buddy.
Hey, I'll buy 4 damn fans. I don't care.
AC shuts off at 7 p.m. in Turkey, baby.
Oh,
That's That's why you buy fans.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. We'll see you next week.